Hi, Tina. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Hi, Jane. Thank you for inviting me. I'm very happy to be part of this team to talk about the papers that we just brought out.
So, Tina, can you help us understand what accountability to women and girls in violence against women and girls prevention programming actually means?
It means several things. One of them is about really having the gender power analysis infused in whatever piece of work that we are doing. That's one. Then secondly, it's about having more the work and whatever we are doing centered on women and women's rights and girls' rights. And of course, them taking lead of whatever issue that is being addressed within their communities, or even at the funding spaces, we need to be focused on more things that are promoting the women. And of course, listening to their experiences and their expertise on issues of promoting women's rights and addressing violence against women.
So, the paper you've written, it looks at issues or sort of a failure of accountability or lack of accountability to these feminist principles in violence against women work. How have you seen that emerge?
It came on slowly, and now I am really sad that it's becoming big. Over the years, we've been seeing things diluted in the following ways. One, we are seeing more male involvement into this work, which is not really closely collaborating and working with the women's groups. That alone is not enough. We are seeing them diverting from the principle, the feminist principles, because then they are not infusing into their programming the gender power analysis. And that means whatever they are doing is just addressing, I would say, surface level issues. Those are important, but if we do not challenge the underlying power dynamics, we are reinforcing the same hierarchies that we want to undo.
Okay, so it sounds like you're really honing in on a particular issue linked to male involvement in violence against women and girls prevention.
Yes.
Can you tell me some more specific concerns that are articulated in the paper about that particular issue?
Now this issue sounds quite interesting, but we need to be very careful and listen deep. The male involvement as it's happening, especially back home in the sub-Saharan region, we are having a team who are purportedly allies, which would be really a good thing, but then they are running their programs disconnected from women's rights organizations, even though they say they are promoting the same values. Then secondly, we've seen a demand, I don't know from where, mostly by donors, about male engagement, which is not really politicized on feminist principles. And we are seeing a shift onto funding, going towards that kind of programming. And again, having men act as champions who are coming out to save women. I don't think they should be saving women. They should be working to challenge the injustices, because if we continue to do that, we are still recreating the same hierarchies and putting women again down. And those are very serious issues.
Okay. And you started to sort of get into the recommendations about how to address these serious issues. Based on your years of experience observing these sort of issues around lack of accountability to women and girls in violence against women and girls work, what thoughts do you have about improving accountability?
First, I think we are feeling really disappointed, because then we seem like the police who are calling on to people to be accountable to women. I think our male colleagues need to take up the responsibility of holding other men accountable to really promoting the feminist principles. That's one. Then secondly, we need to reclaim our space as feminists so that we can get more people engaged on the feminist analysis of all this injustice, so that whatever programming that is coming in is addressing the root of the problem, not only surface level issues. Thirdly, the donors need to be closely listening to women who have been doing this work a lot longer. And when they're funding, they need to be mindful to know that whatever programs that they are funding should be working to address these social injustice issues, not only getting fancy and trendy about male engagement. Because back home, I've seen some donors do that, and what has happened is to phase out the women from the spaces, and again, putting the women at the back. So I think those are quick recommendations that I'll be giving.
Great, Tina. Thanks so much. It's been great speaking with you today.
Thank you, Jean.